Get ready to thrive loud with Lou Diamond.
Hey Thrive Loud listeners, this is Caroline, one of the interns here at Thrive Loud. For today's Thrive Loud minisode, we go back to one of the first episodes with baseball writer and columnist from the New York Post, Ken Davidoff. On this episode, Ken discusses how he turned his longtime passion for sports and writing into his career. Ken began his career by working at the newspaper for the University of Michigan during college. Despite living at home and struggling to find a job after college, Ken persevered and pursued his dream. Continue listening if you want Ken's advice on how to push through adversity and work your way towards your goals, even if you feel pressure to change career paths.
Out of Michigan, it was hard finding work. Even I got to cover the Fab Five basketball team, but there just wasn't a great deal of hiring going on at that time. I managed to get a part-time job at the News Tribune, a tiny newspaper in Woodbridge, New Jersey that no longer exists. Mm-hmm. I lived with my parents for nearly 3 years after graduating college. Bless my parents. They put up with me. And I started covering high school sports in Middlesex County, New Jersey. And I just kind of worked my way up. I graduated from the News Tribune to the Bergen Record, which does still exist, a part-time job for them covering high school sports. And then the Record was kind enough to let me climb their ladder, high school sports, college sports, professional sports, what we call general assignment, kind of plugging in all the sports. Then I became their Yankees beat writer in 1998. And I shifted from the Record to Newsday, a Long Island, bigger newspaper, in 2001. Then I got promoted at Newsday to the national baseball writer and columnist in 2004-05. And then I switched to the New York Post in 2012 at the same job, and I've been there since.
So, and by the way, it's like you climb the pyramid of moving up in the journalist's hierarchy here. Here's a good question, and you started to address it. Was there ever a point in the early stages where you said, I want to do something else because maybe financially it wasn't hitting what you wanted to do, or was your passion for staying in the sports writer, being a beat writer for those smaller papers, living at home with mom, was there ever a point in time that you're like, maybe I should look at something else? Or did you ever get any pressure to look at doing something different?
That's a great question, Lou. And the way I would phrase it is I thought I might have to look at something else rather than I want to look at something else. I did also dabble in radio. I worked for WCBS AM Radio 880 as a desk assistant for over a year. I substitute taught, and I certainly did think about that issue because I was working 20 hours a week at the start, and if not for my parents' generosity, I'm not sure this would have worked. But my parents stuck with me. They thought I was on a doable track. But yeah, for sure, I was the beneficiary of socioeconomics. If I had different socioeconomic situation, I might not be where I am today. I might be doing something completely different.
You've been listening to Thrive Loud with your host, Lou Diamond. Make sure to subscribe on iTunes, Overcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. And follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Thrive Loud. Or find us on the web at thriveloud.com.